Jump scare! Jump scare! Jump scare! Ah! Hello, Milo. Hello, baby cat. Milo jumped up into my lap as soon as I started stream. Let me see. I found like a royalty-free lo-fi jazz playlist, and I'm gonna be honest, I'm not super sure if I'm crazy about it. I might do this one. Soft instrumental jazz for all of your activities. And we will see if this gets me demonetized. We'll see, hopefully not. Hopefully not. Anyway, hello Milo. Hello baby. I have put the lap blanket down and she has immediately come to make her presence known. Anyway, how are we doing on this fine Monday? Are we all chill? Are we having a good time? Are we ready to draw a little coffee shop? Are we ready to draw that? Well, I'm ready to draw that. I guess the question is, are you guys ready to watch me do that? But yeah, so this is what we're working on today. I have today and until end of day Wednesday to to finish the September Mail Club print, because on Thursday I'm going to San Antonio for San Japan for the full weekend. And then when I get back, it will be September 1st, which means that it's time for this to go live, so I have to finish before the con. Yippee. And I figured that I got the sketch done today, so I figured I might as well stream it, because today, if you guys hadn't noticed, today is the final day that you can get your very own Ariana plushie. Just like the one on my head. She is ready for you to bring home and love, but you can only get her for approximately 18 more hours. Or even less than that. 13 hours! You have 13 hours to get your Ariana plushies at the link pinned to the top of chat and also in the description below the video. 13 hours and then she is gone. 13 hours at the time that this is live. If you're watching the VOD, it may be even sooner to be, it may be even, the deadline, maybe even sooner. Scary. But yes, we are listening to some jazz. I have a cat on my lap. And we're gonna try and get most of this inked today. I think we should be able to get most of it inked. But we shall see. Also, I saw at least one person say that the sketch looks different than what I showed on Patreon, or like in the Patreon Discord channel. And that is because the one that I showed patrons, I think yesterday or the day before, was a rough sketch based on my approximation of what I wanted it to look like, but I got so frustrated with the perspective that last night I 3D modeled the entire scene, and then just scooted things around until it looked good. So, hey Milo, you're very warm, baby cat. She's a very warm kitty. I think she was laying in the sun before this. She was laying in the sun, a little sun patch cat. But yeah, I 3D modeled the scene and then rearranged the characters in the scene because the perspective was bothering me and I didn't like the composition, so I just redid it. How often do you 3D model panels before you draw them? I 3D model most of my interiors, at least for the comic. If the characters are only gonna be in a room for like 2 pages, then I generally don't bother, because it's not that important. But like Sage's office I 3D modeled. Any location, if the characters are going to be in it for more than a handful of panels, I go ahead and I 3D model it just to keep like location of, say, windows, shit on the floor, like anything that I need to keep consistent over multiple pages. I just go ahead and do a 3D model just to help keep it consistent, if nothing else. It's very helpful and it saves me a shit ton of time. Now, granted, what you guys need to understand is that my 3D models are trash. Like, they're disgusting. But they accomplish what they need to do, and that's all they need to do. So, like, this I just botched together last night, and you actually, like, look at the 3D model, it's fucking hideous. But I don't need it to look gorgeous. I need it to be approximately the right size and shape, and also in perspective. And if it accomplishes those things, then it works. One of these days I'm going to sit down and watch, like, some actual good Blender tutorials. But for right now, my mediocre skills are mediocre, and they pass barely. But that's all they need to do. Yeah, you guys, if you have not seen my various posts about it on Discord/Blue Sky, you guys will be surprised to know that I spent most of today not doing what I was supposed to. Because sometimes sometimes the spirit moves me, and by the spirit I mean ADHD. And sometimes you're trying to pack up your display for a convention this weekend, and your brain gives you an idea for a fun little like opener for your upcoming fantasy novel that you're gonna start writing soon. And then you do a little oopsie doodle and you type 1,500 words. Instead of packing for that convention that you were supposed to be packing for. It's fine, it's so fine. I'm already like halfway done with San Japan packing and I don't even leave until Thursday. It's fine. I tripped and wrote 1,600 words. It's fine. Anyway. I saw the silly paragraphs on Blue Sky. They were so fun. I'd love seeing more. Yeah, I posted one on Blue Sky, but I posted more in the Azure Mirage channel on Discord that you can join. If you're 15 or older, you can join the Discord. And if you join the Discord and you're also on the Patreon, it gives you access to my special Discord channels that are only for patrons, where I post a lot of work in progress stuff, like my silly little paragraphs. Cause yeah, I posted the one I posted on Blue Sky. I posted one where Lapis is talking about Leon, but she doesn't know his name, and so she calls him Scruffy Man. I think I also posted a little piece of some world building I'm thinking about, where I'm here. You know what? I'm just gonna copy paste this for a moment so that you guys can see what I'm talking about with me just like awkwardly bumbling over it. I've been taking a lot of notes on like just various ideas for the world building, and I kept struggling with, I have characters from many different like fantasy ancestries, fantasy races, what have you, and they all age at different rates. How do I describe that like Verity and her group of friends are all roughly the same age? Because, you know, like dwarves age like at 1/3 the speed of like humans, and like elves are even slower than that. So how do I say, you know, like Verity and her squadron of friends were all like roughly in their late teens, early 20s, despite the fact that like, you know, Rodin's in his late 50s, early 60s technically, but he's still like the dwarf equivalent of a dude in his late 20s or his early 20s. And Darius is like a half elf, and so he's and like it's a whole complicated thing. So I'm like, okay, what if fuck it and I just describe it a different way? And so the idea that I'm toying with right now is, what if people talk about like people not in terms of like their numerical ages? Like if you are talking to your dad, who is like, if you are human and you are talking to your dad, who is also human, like you could use years and it would make sense. You're talking to someone who's within the same like zone as you. You can say years and they'd get it. But if you're like a human and you're talking to a dwarf, they don't know numbers. It's like, okay, how many is that in dog years? I don't know. I don't keep track of dog years because I'm not a dog. You know, like, not that people are dogs. It's a comparison. It's fine. But so basically, in general, you would talk about like this. It's like you wouldn't say, oh yeah, he's 15. You would say, he's just started his he's in the middle of his tempest age, which is like your teen years. So I might change the names for these to make them a little bit easier to remember, but I think it's fun, and I will be keeping it, probably. Anyway, back to my doodles. So basically, you could describe someone by like their age scale without actually knowing the exact number of their like exact age, by saying like, she looks to be in this age, or like in the middle of this age, which would, you know, in human years, it's like maybe she's in her 30s. in elf ears, maybe she's like 400, but it would track the same because people know how like the different age scales work for like their demographic specifically, and maybe they don't know it as well for others. But yeah, I just know that I might change the names because for me, I tend to be one of those people who can't remember fantasy terms when I'm reading a book. And so I might make it, for people like me, I might make it something a little bit easier to remember. But yeah, that's just a thought I had that I'm playing with. Anyway, aside from, you know, frantically packing for this con, I have had a relatively chill day. I did a little oopsie doodle last week, and I forget if I talked about this on stream or if it was just on Blue Sky. But turns out that tucks my hair behind my ears, looks at you guys sheepishly. Turns out that when you work for a full week, you work really hard for a week, and then you don't get downtime to recharge because you're at a busy and, like, energetic convention all weekend, and then without taking any downtime after the convention, you immediately jump back into work, your body doesn't like that. And sometimes when you go too hard in the sauce for, like, almost 2 weeks straight, without any time to rest, your body is like, shut the bitch down, pulls a lever, and gives you an aura migraine that takes you out for 2 days. So that happened last week. Oopsie fucking doodles, gamers. So I, you know, was trying to work on stuff, and I didn't finish all of my work. I can't put my finger on why your body wouldn't like that. I know, right? It's like, you'd think it'd be used to this by now, but... Anyway, so my goal is to, you know, like, I want to try and catch up on my work that I didn't get around to last week. But my goal right now is I need to rest as much as I can over the next couple of days so that I'm not walking into San Japan fucking exhausted. Because I'm in the San Japan, like, artist Discord now, and the head of the Artist Alley was talking about those sales figures for this year. The last time I attended San Japan, it was like, I think like 15,000 people maximum. Apparently, it has grown in the last couple of years that I did not attend. And they're talking that they've got like 35,000 people bought tickets already. And that doesn't count for at-the-door sales, which is usually where they sell a lot of tickets, apparently, from what I've heard. So, I'm like, I need to be in sales mode. So I am trying to catch up on work and get all my shit done as best I can, while also, you know, trying to let my body rest so that I can go into this weekend charged up and not burnt out, so that I don't keep, like, falling asleep at my table and scaring my customers with resting bitch face. So that happened. Bring more books. I know, Ollie, I know. Listen, I'm driving to San Japan. I'm gonna push so many fucking books in the back of my car, you don't even know. I'm bringing my gay little wagon, and I'm gonna bring in just, like, so many books. I'm bringing as many as I can fit in my car. Because I refuse to sell out of books this time. God damn it. It's like, I shouldn't need to, because I'm not shipping books to this con, I'm driving to this con, so feasibly I don't have to worry about weight, and I can just bring as many books as will fit in my little hatchback. And we do be zooming. Every other convention that I have to fly to is a different story, but it's a story for another day. And it's fine. It's so fine. Gay little wagon, I'm intrigued. Listen, my mom bought me a little collapsible wagon for Christmas. Or my birthday? I can't remember when the gay little wagon was obtained. I think it was Christmas. But it's like a little collapsible wagon that I use to like transport my convention stuff. And I can just like put all my many boxes of books into it. And it means that I don't have to carry like 4, 5, 6, 30-pound boxes back and forth to the con with me. I could just stick them in my gay little wagon and go on a little road trip. It's very handy. I don't bring it with me to cons that I fly to, but for cons that I drive to, I just pop it in my wagon and I ride. I ride. I don't use it terribly often, but when I do, it has come very much in handy. And I swear to God, like, I didn't even tell my mom I wanted something like that. She just like read my mind and was just like, ah, my daughter requires a wagon for her exploits. And she just got me a wagon and I was very excited. My mom's like really good at giving presents. That's like one of her like big things is she's just like, she just knows. She just knows. He's like, ah, yes, my daughter requires a wagon for her exploits. I didn't even have to tell her that. She just knew. Witchcraft. Yeah, my mom is the kind who she'll start keeping a list. If you say that you want something around my mother, she will like file it away in her mental Rolodex of present ideas for like up to a year and a half. I swear to God. It's like you casually mention wanting something in front of my mom and she's just like, bing bong. Bing bong, I will remember this. My brother is less subtle about it. My brother, if you are having a casual conversation, will occasionally just like whip out his phone and then you're like, oh, did you get a text or something? And he's like, no, don't worry about it. And I'm like, he's typing a gift idea into his little notes doc on his phone, isn't he? And the answer is yes, he is doing that. Star's mom will remember this. Telltale Games probably. Yeah. I'm sort of that person. I try to just like keep it in my brain. But unfortunately I am a tad forgetful of things like that. It is something I keep better track of like near gift giving holidays like Christmas and stuff. Like once we get into fall, I start paying more attention. And I'm like, what's that? You say you need new dinner plates? I see. I see. And then I jot that down in the brain. Mom sense, I guess. I have 2 beautiful cat daughters. Am I not entitled to mom sense? Whenever my mom, she hasn't done this recently because now my brother is like actually seeing someone and so he's become the target of her when am I getting grandkids conversations. But whenever she does bring it up, I'm like, Mother, you have 2 beautiful grandkitties. You have 2 beautiful grandkitties and I demand that you respect them. And she just like sighs. She's like, oh, it's not the same. But, like, you know, my dad and her building their house, and they're talking about, like, this loft space, and they're like, yeah, we built this loft space, and I figure that we could put, like, 2 twin beds up here for eventual grandchildren, and I'm like, yeah, just let the cats loose up here, and she's like, no! Actual grandkids, and I'm like, Mother, you have 2 beautiful grandkitties! Why are you not satisfied? And she just rolls her eyes at me. She has toned that down around me ever since my brother got his very committed girlfriend. So she's left me alone for the most part. Which is good because now I get to I get to join her in doing like eyes emoji, eyes emoji, eyes emoji at my brother whenever he brings up potentially proposing. My mom and I just like sit next to each other, both doing like the eyes emoji face, and we're just like. Because those 2 are already talking about wedding venues, and I'm like, all right, listen, at this point, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when, right? We're just like, my mom and I sitting next to each other going, we just look at each other. It's very fun. We have a good time. It's especially fun for me because she's not doing it to me. I am not the target of it, therefore I'm okay with it. Haha! This is how I get around not being in a relationship as a woman in my 30s. Let's go. Gosh. My friend Sarah said the exact same thing started happening to her once her younger brother, like, got married and started having kids. Is like, her mom has completely stopped bothering her about grandkids because she already has grandkids from another sibling. And Sarah's just like, yeah, it's awesome. It's very funny. I have told my mom that if I get to my 40s and I have no dating prospects and I have the, if I have the financial capital and, like, the mental bandwidth to do so, I'd like to try fostering. But that is a conversation that will not be happening for many years, if it happens at all. So. There's gotta be a lot of checkboxes that get ticked off in order for that to occur, but it is a nice thought, and I think that I just, you know, want to put some good out in the world. Help some kids in shit situation instead of making my own, you know? We'll see. We'll see. I'm leaving it open. Shrug! Big shrug. Again, not gonna be a thing until I'm, like, in my 40s at the earliest, so. We've still got a couple years on that. That looks like a fork, right? Mm-hmm. It's a 3. Oh, you're so right. Oh, there's only 3 forks. All right, I get it. Shut up about the 3, all right? Shut up. Isn't a 3 a thing in Animorphs? I never read those books. The covers freaked me out too much as a kid. Let's see. Is that why forks are called forks? Scissors for prongs? I don't think that's actually why they're called that. But that's what chat wants you to think. I do believe that is certainly what chat wants us all to think. Hi, Leon, buddy baby, beautiful man. Gently kisses him cheeks. I haven't drawn my boy in so long. It's been weeks. I haven't drawn for fun in weeks. Because I've been working. I've been working, and then when I do have time to draw for fun, I don't feel like drawing for fun, and I just play horse because it's easy to just, like, empty my brain and play horse. I've been so tired. I've had work and shit to do. But in lieu of sketchbooking, I've been doing the writer version of sketchbooking, which is just writing down whatever silly little scenes come to mind, just completely void of context because I need to practice prose. It's something I've been kind of like stewing on recently, is that I feel like I need to get my reps in. You know? Whereas, like, you know, I feel like I'm pretty good at comics. I've been doing comics for a very long time. At this point, I know how to write a comic script. It comes easy to me. I know how to make a comic page. It's like, you know, sometimes I will struggle with some aspects of it if it's, like, a really complicated scene or whatever. But for the most part, I know my way around a comic page. Writing a novel? What the fuck is that? I don't know how to do that. I've never done that before. The closest I've ever gotten was an attempt at NaNoWriMo I did for Castoff back in, like, 2011. That was a long time ago. And I haven't really tried since. And so I feel like I need to do the writer version of sketchbooking, which is just writing some silly little paragraphs occasionally. And just getting the words out on the page and getting my reps in, let's say. Like lifting weights, but for writing. And I've been trying to do that, but I've been skittish about doing it for the past couple of weeks because, you know, like any new medium, I'm trying to, you know, just like get over that initial like fear of it's not going to be good unless I think about it hard enough, which is not true, because you get better at something by doing it, not by thinking about it really hard, and I've been having to, you know, like, give myself that lecture recently of just like, listen, you wax poetic about this shit to other people all the time, and you don't hold yourself to the same standard. And then I just scream at myself like, but it's hard! It's like, yeah, I know it's hard. Everything worth doing is hard. Just write the slightly mediocre silly paragraphs so that you can write better silly paragraphs later. And I just like scream. I do just be screaming a lot of the time. Screaming about the silly little paragraphs I want to write. Yeah, I sat down today and I wanted to try writing a little bit of practice prose. And then I accidentally wrote 1,600 words. And I did not get as far into packing for this convention as I hoped to. Oopsie doodles. It's fine. I still have a couple more days to finish packing for San Japan. I don't even leave until like Thursday. It's fine. It's so fine. That's what I was meant to do, is she needs to be younger. Made him too baby-faced. There. But yeah, I do think I'm making good progress at the very least. I want to try and find like a local writers group or something. So I can, you know, like more regularly get feedback. But in the meantime, I've just been yapping with friends. We have a group chat now for various writing exploits. And that's been helpful just for, like, you know, organizing my thoughts, if nothing else. But I do value getting, like, actual feedback from people who are not familiar with my, like, story and characters. Because outside feedback is very beneficial for you, because you are not... the way that they put it at this writing workshop I was at a couple days ago, I thought was really good, where it's like, you know, you are not going to be there to defend your writing when someone else is reading it. And so it's good to get outside feedback so that you can, like, see what other people's thoughts are coming at this from, I don't know you, but I'm looking at your artwork and I'm judging it. Because while that is horrifying at times, it is the mortifying ordeal of being known, and if you wish to be known, then you have to submit yourself to it. Getting feedback from those types of people can be very beneficial. Oh. My mom's calling me. One moment. Nothing's wrong, she just wanted to talk. I told her I'd call her back when the stream's over. She knew I was talking about her. Her mom's senses were tingling. She's like, my daughter's talking shit. No, it's nothing serious. My mom just calls me to talk sometimes. Because she likes me and whatever. But yeah, I told her I'd call her after my stream was over, because she wanted to talk about the Ariana plushie, which you can get for approximately 13 more hours. Link at the top of the chat and also in the description. Don't miss your chance to get a grumpy baby girl for your house. We're very close to hitting 500 plushies sold, and that would be a really cool milestone to hit. Just saying. Just saying, that would be a cool milestone to hit before the end of the campaign. Do you guys like our smooth jazz selection for the day? I just picked like a random playlist. What happened to the analog horror footage you said you'd show? Yeah, okay, so here's what happened with that, is like, I fully meant to, you know, like, edit that into a proper video, and then I had a migraine for 2 days. And I'm very bummed about it, because it's like, oh, god damn it, I fully intended to just, you know, like, edit that together and, like, make it a proper little thing. It wouldn't have taken me more than, like, an hour, but the day I had set aside to do it was the day I got hit with a fucking migraine, and then by the time I finally had time for it, it's like, well, I haven't had time for it ever since is the thing, because that fucking migraine borked up my schedule so bad, I'm now having to try and play catch-up. Because I didn't even finish the comic pages I was supposed to do last week. And so now I'm gonna have to try and do those before San Japan, and unfortunately the plushie deadline is ending tonight. And so it's like, well, if I can't get it done before the plush deadline, or the plush campaign ends, then there's really no point in me showing it. And so I'm bummed about that. You can still do it, but not make it an ad. I mean, it's kind of... I guess I could, but, I mean, the reason I filmed it was for it to be an ad for Ariana's plushie, and so if the deadline to get a plushie has already passed, it kind of feels like advertising something that you can't actually get. Shrug. I don't want to hype people up too much. It really is just like 15 minutes of me being a dingus at the local park. It's like 15 seconds. Don't get too excited about it. It's just me being a menace and filming some stupid shit. So I don't want people to get like too crazy excited about it. Just keep your expectations realistic, but it was like fun and dumb to film. It's like, what if Star gets chased by Ariana plushie through the woods? Wouldn't that be fucked up? If people still want it, I will try and post it after San Japan, but that's gonna be next week at the earliest. So, keep expectations realistic. Especially given that since the plushie campaign deadline has passed, it will be a lower priority thing. I'm still bummed about it, though. The whole reason I filmed it was for it to be an ad for the plushie. Now I'm just like, damn it. Damn it. It was the point, and I didn't get to use it for what it was intended for. Ah! Bummed. Stupid migraine. Stupid body not letting me go as hard as I want to constantly. What the fuck, man? What do you mean you need sleep and breaks from not working? It sounds like bullshit to me, if you ask me. That's some bullshit right there. What the heck, body? What do you mean you need breaks? The fuck? Raise your hand if you are falling asleep to this music. Because I am, like, a little bit. But in, like, a pleasant way, not in a I'm not gonna make it through the stream kind of way. We do just be chillin'. Very chill little drawing stream. I don't think I want his bracelets to be that loose. Oh yeah, so I've been trying to do a little bit more reading recently. That's a thing. I said on my last stream, my last art stream anyway, that I got myself a library card. Bitch has got a library card for the library. Let's fucking go. And so I had wanted to test out, like, see if I could find, like, a Terry Pratchett book that I enjoy, because I'd heard very good things, but I didn't really look up a list or anything before I went to the library. I just kind of wanted to see what they had. Because what I wanted to do was I wanted to try and read Mistborn, but my library only has, like, 1 or 2 copies, and there were, like, 40-something people in the queue in front of me, and I was like, I'll just buy it. Whatever. So I bought that one. I haven't had time to get very far into it. I've only read the prologue, but I am enjoying what I've read of it so far. But I did get Night Watch by Terry Pratchett because that was available. And I've read a little bit of it. But I don't know if it's me or maybe I just need to, like, try a little harder to, like, get into it. I find the story engaging, but it's just like, I'm kind of bouncing off the writing style a little bit. I don't think it's bad at all. Like, I don't think it's bad. I think it's just bouncing off my personal taste a little bit. Just like a smidge. So I wonder if maybe if I just like am in the wrong headspace for it at the moment. I've had books where it's like that, where it's like, I feel like I should be enjoying this, but I'm just in the wrong headspace for it. That's me with Gideon the Ninth as well. Where it's like, every time I try to read it, I feel like I'm not in the right headspace for it. It's like, this is definitely well done. This is definitely well written, and I can see why people enjoy this. I think it's just not the book for me right now. Terry Pratchett's writing style is very different from a lot of authors. It's not a you thing. Okay, that is comforting to hear, because like whenever you hear people talk about Terry Pratchett, it's like they always sing his praises, but this is my first time ever actually like reading his writing, and it's like so different from a lot of the other stuff that I've read. I feel like I'm kind of bouncing off of it a little bit. But it's good to know. It's good to know that it's not just a me thing. Like I said, I want to write it. I never go into a book or any piece of media not wanting to like it. I don't hate watch or hate read things. I just don't. That's just not who I am. I'm not a hater. But, you know, sometimes you just bounce off of something, and it's not the fault of the book, it's just a mismatch of taste. And as a creator, that is something you also have to deal with in regards to your own work. You could make the best fucking story ever, and someone's still not gonna like it. And you just need to be okay with that. And I'm largely okay with it, as long as people aren't pieces of shit about it. I tried one of his books once, never picked it up, then tried a different Discworld book and was able to read that, and a second one's really up in the air. Yeah. I might try, like, some other ones. Nightwatch was the one I picked up, and it seems like it was advertised to me by a friend as, like, a fantasy police procedural, which you would think is, like, right up my alley, but I am just kind of bouncing off of it just a smidge. And so I'm wondering if maybe I should try a different one, or what have you. But see, this is why I went to the library, because it was free, and I got to test it out, and I can just return the book when I'm done with it, and maybe I can give it another try later. Guards, and Small Gods were the ones of his I read that I really enjoyed. I keep hearing about Guards, but I don't know if the library had that one at the time. I think it may have been checked out. Libraries are great, but I'm impatient. Sometimes I'm impatient, and I don't want to wait in the 50-person queue to check out Mistborn. I just want to read it, and so I can go to the Barnes & Noble that's like 2 miles away. And I can just read it. But another reason why I wanted to, like, read some of his stuff is because, from what I understand, it's kind of the same thing that I wanted to do with Azure Mirage, Shattered Chord, all that. Where it's like, it's the same universe and you just have a bunch of different interconnected stories that kind of take place across the same universe. And so I wanted to read more examples of other writers that do that and see how they handle it. Guards is the first book in the Guard series. Is it the type of thing where you can pick up the series in any order, or do you really need to read them in order? Because I feel like I'm able to pick up on what's going on well enough, even though I'm not starting from the first one, but... It helps to read them in order, but you don't have to. Maybe I'll try that. Maybe I'll try reading them in order instead. Shattered Chord, is that your Verity or Vesper story? So, Shattered Chord is the name of the universe. Like, it is the umbrella under which all of these stories will be written. Azure Mirage is the one starring Lapis. The Verity novel does not have a name yet. The Verity one, Verity's playlist is called Crystal Chord. And so that's kind of what I want to call the story, but I don't know. I've still been, like, diligently poking at the Verity story. I have a lot of ideas for it, but for the most part, I'm trying to focus more on getting Lapis's story on paper first, because that one I have a more, like, full and complete idea of exactly what I want to do with it, and exactly what all the character arcs are, and exactly, like, I did some brainstorming and talking to friends over the weekend, and I think I finally figured out, like, I've got my fucking villain. I have got my scary, scary lady. She is nailed down. I've got her. I've got her for Azure Mirage. I can't say I've nailed her. I can't say that, but I've got her nailed down. I finally figured her shit out in a way that I like, and it added some stuff to the universe that I really like as well that I thought is interesting. And so I'm happy with that, because that was like figuring out my villain's motivation was something that I was having a hard time with for the story. Is like, I know what I want her to do, but I don't know why she's doing it. And I feel like that's kind of an important thing to figure out. And so I've just been kind of working around that plot beat and being like, I'll figure this out later. And I finally did. I finally sat down and figured it out, because here's a cool thing that you can do. If you're like me and you get a Skillshare account for a YouTube sponsorship, and then you accidentally let the account stay active, and then they charge you for a full year because you forgot to cancel your membership before the subscription renewed, is if you do that, what you can do is you can just have random Skillshare courses on writing playing in the background while you play horse game. Sometimes that's a thing that you can do. So that is maybe what I've been doing. You know, I spent like $100 on the Skillshare membership on accident because I forgot to cancel my account. And so I've just been watching random like writing classes in the background while I play horse game and while I just like write and all that other shit. And so I was watching like videos on this is how you develop a world, and like here's questions you can ask yourself for world building. And like there was this one video that I watched where, you know, most of it kind of bounced off me because I'm like, yeah, this isn't really helping me that much. I'm looking for something a little bit more specific. But, you know, I let it play in the background. I listened to what it had to say, and it did make me think about a couple things. It was not a bad video by any means, but it was talking about, it's like, stuff that I had already thought about and figured out, so it wasn't very, like, thought-provoking for me at the moment. But then, towards the very end, they had this section where it's just, like, all talking about, like, questions you can ask yourself for your magic system. And one of the questions was, what, if any, what magic is illegal in this universe, and why is it that? And I was just like, huh. And then, oopsie doodles, that ties in very effectively with my villain, and I just sat down and I figured out her motivation just, like, immediately, and I was like, well, shit, there we go. Thank you, random Skillshare class, I owe you my life. Panda Creator, thank you for the super chat. I'm dreaming to be an artist since 2012, no matter how little my chances are to be a self-employed artist, no matter how hard people tell me it is impossible, one day I'll be a self-employed artist. Yeah, that's a good attitude to have. I wish you luck. Good luck, and thank you for the super chat. But yeah, so I can dive into a little bit more detail on that for the cool people who show up to my streams. Have I talked very much about my villain? I don't think I have. I don't think I have much, really. I've just been calling her Scary Lady, and I know I've posted a couple pictures of her because she was in my sketchbook tour, but I don't think I've talked about her very much. I don't think I have. Okay, before I get into this, I need you guys to be okay with me spoiling the plot of the video game BioShock. If I'm gonna talk about my villain, I'm gonna be drawing a comparison that will make it easier to understand, but I need you guys to be okay with the fact that I'm going to spoil BioShock for a couple minutes. So if you stay and you keep listening, you either have played BioShock, you don't care about spoilers, or you have no intent on ever playing it and you don't care. So, you know how in BioShock, where there's like the voice on the radio who's guiding you through the whole game, and he keeps saying, he's like, now would you kindly go do this? Would you kindly go do that? Would you kindly go do this thing? And then you think it's just a guy with like a vocal quirk, with like an interesting vernacular. And then at the end of the game, you find out that you're a fucking sleeper agent, and that is your activation phrase. When he says, would you kindly, you have to follow his instructions to the letter. you as the protagonist are forced to do that. And it plays out because you as the protagonist are just doing the things he says because you think it's a video game and he's like a helper character, but nah, actually he's the villain and he's telling you what to do and he's making you do shit. So my villain has mind control powers. And so she basically, it's somewhere between Atlas Bioshock and Lelouch Code Geass. It's somewhere in the middle there is kind of how her powers work. Where basically she can do like this little magic ritual and she can program a series of commands into your brain. And she can put as many in there as she wants, and she can get as specific or as vague as she wants. But she can only do the ritual one time. And so if she wants you to do multiple things, she has to put them in all simultaneously, because once she's finished the ritual, she can't go back and change anything. She can't go back and do anything else. And so, you know, she could tell somebody, follow my instructions to the letter, and they would do that. But then what if she unintentionally tells them to go jump off a bridge because she's frustrated with them? Well, then they would do that and they'd have no choice but to obey her. And, well, that's just how you lose a perfectly good henchman, honestly. That's how you do a little oopsie doodles and you lose a perfectly good brainwashed henchman. And she can't have that, because the turnover rate would be so high. And so what she does is she says, follow my instructions whenever I use this specific phrase. And so instead of would you kindly, she usually, like, she gives all of the people under her control a pet name. Basically. So like, darling. So she could ask you, could you get me a glass of water? And you could do that if you wanted to, but you would not be magically compelled to. But if she says, darling, could you get me a glass of water? You would be magically compelled to go get her a glass of water, and there is no way around it. So anyway, she is the leader of a group, and that's the group that Laz is a part of. And so Laz has been under this mind control for basically her entire life, thinks of the cult leader / villain like her own mother, because she thinks that her own mother is dead, and that the cult leader took her in. Her own mother is dead, but it's because the cult leader killed her because she wanted to get Laz. So that's a thing. And this evil lady basically uses mind control to get people under her control, make them love her and worship her and do everything that she says. And at some point, something happens. Something happens. And I'm not going to say what because spoilers, but something happens. And the programming that's on Laz breaks. Like the mind control just stops functioning. And all of the false memories that had been implanted in her brain, all of this other stuff that the cult leader had done to her, all of the assassin training that she had been given, all this other shit, it just fractures and breaks apart. And Laz does not have a good time with it. Laz has a little bit of a mental breakdown. And yeah, mindcontrol.exe has stopped working, basically, and now Laz is just like fully blue screened, and she's just like panicking because she's like, if the cult leader, her name is Vostra, by the way, Vastra, Vostra, Lady Vostra. That's what I'm calling her for now. That name may change, but I'm kind of attached to it at this point. She's like, if Lady Vostra finds out that I have somehow managed to circumvent her control over me, she's going to fucking kill me. And I don't want to die, but I also don't want to run away, because if I run away and she catches me, she's going to fucking kill me. And like just all this other shit, and she's like, oh god. And so she has a little moment, and I'm not gonna go too into detail on what happens after that, because that is basically Laz's like whole storyline. Is like her dealing with that and trying to get out from under this cult that she's been brainwashed into joining. But yeah, so that's like Laz's side of it. What I figured out was, again, I was trying to figure out my villain's motivation. And I'm not going to go too in detail on this because part of it is spoileronies. And so I'm not going to, like, you know, spoil all of it. But I will say that, you know, like, I gave her mind control powers, and I thought that, you know, like, oh, well, she was born with mind control abilities, so naturally she would just want to control things. But that just felt really, like, weak and bland, and I couldn't figure out, like, a good, like, kind of story and mental ethos behind it. I was just having a lot of trouble being like, okay, yeah, she wants to control things, but, like, why? Why does she want that? Like, what's the deal here? And then I realized, well, if I make mind control magic illegal, and I make her born with mind control magic, then that gets a little spicy. Then that gets a little bit spicy, don't it? I think that gets a little bit spicy, and that's some interesting shit right there. So yeah, just from like that one Skillshare video, I was just like watching and just mentioned like, what is illegal in your universe? And I'm recycling a lot of my world building from the D&D campaign that I ran for a couple years, because it's free real estate, it's free world building that I've already done and just reusing. And like, people being scared of like mind control and things of that nature is kind of a holdover from that story. I was like, okay, well, what if we take this and we run with it and we see where it goes? And so that's kind of where that led. And it's fun. And I'm having fun, and we're enjoying ourselves over here. But yeah, so more about that in future videos. I'm just excited to finally have my villain figured out. Because that was a big thing that was just kind of, you know, like awkwardly hanging over the story is, I don't know what my villain's motivation is. I don't know what she wants. Can't she just be a scary lady and be done with it? The answer is no, because that's not compelling. But I do like that she is a scary lady. Because I like a good scary lady. Yippee. Nothing wrong with recycling your own stories. Truly there is not. It has brought me much joy to recycle. I'm saving the earth. And by the earth, I mean my tired brain that's not good at coming up with world building concepts. I mean, one of the reasons why I'm doing the whole shared universe thing is so I don't have to come up with a unique concept for a fantasy universe for every single story I tell. I can just write the one and gradually add to it. And that's like so much easier. Because I don't feel like I need to to fully make a whole new fantasy universe for every single story that I want to write. I can just have one universe and just plunk all the stories I want to write into it. And it's fine. And it's easier for me. And then my readers also get to enjoy occasional cameos from, like, other characters and stories and such. What if Scary Lady met Vesper? I don't think they will ever cross paths, because at the time, as of right now, I'm planning on the Lapis story taking place roughly 40-ish years before the Verity and Vesper stories. So at the time that the Lapis story is happening and Scary Lady is involved, Vesper will be like 30 years away from being born. She has not been born yet, so I don't think they would ever cross paths. But in the hypothetical situation where they did cross paths, Vesper would not like her. Because she's an evil lady, and Vesper is a goody two-shoes little knight who wants to fight evil people. And Vesper would very much be on the side of the law, being that, like, you know, enchantment magic is illegal. And she herself has very specific reasons for being very against, like, enchantment magic and all things like it. But I'm not gonna tell you guys why. Because that's spoilers. Yeah, spoilers. That's one of those little secrets I'm keeping in my hat. My Ariana-shaped hat. She's full. That's why her hair's so big. She's full of secrets. That's another short I should have made. Because the freaking Ariana plushie, her hair is like so big. It makes her very grabbable. She's very easy to grab. And it is funny for me. She's very throwable. And you guys can get your own Ariana plushie at the link pinned in the top comments. And also in the description of the video for 12-ish more hours at the time of the stream. Wowie zowie. Her hair doubles as her tombstone. All right, whoa. Whoa now. Sheesh. You know, you ask Ariana and she's like, I'm not dead, what the fuck are you talking about? That's a dumb thing to say. Clearly I'm alive, see? She just like breathe really hard. This proves nothing. But she thinks it does. Guys, serious question. What do you do when you feel like you want a little treat, but you don't really need a little treat? And you already have so many little treats, you don't really need any more. What do you do when that happens? Because I have fallen victim to when I'm like, you know, just out and about. I like to get myself a little treat, and by a little treat I mean new art supplies. But I already have so many art supplies. I don't need any more. But sometimes I like to just get myself a little treat. But I don't need a little treat, you know? I already have so many little treats. And I don't want to become addicted to shopping for little treats is the problem. Go on autopilot and see what happens. See, when I go on autopilot and see what happens, I end up spending way too much money at Kinokuniya. That's what happens when I go on autopilot. So I feel like I should not let myself go on autopilot too often. Because my wallet hates it. My wallet does not like it. Would you actually use it? See, the thing is that I would use it eventually. Like, I have a bunch of different... my little treats recently have been buying myself new fountain pen inks and, like, sticker sheets and stuff. And the thing is that, like, I do use them. I use my stickers in my daily journals. I use them all the time. I also use them to, like, fill holes in my sketchbook pages where it's, like, too small to draw anything, but I don't like the white space. I'll just, like, use a little sticker that I have or, like, some fancy washi tape that I bought or something. And I use my fountain pen inks because I write in my journals with them every night. And so having a large variety of colors is very fun for me. But I keep buying myself little treats, and my wallet fucking hates it. But I like little treats. Then get yourself a little treat. See, you guys are acting like a bunch of enablers, you know that, right? There is this specific ink, specific fountain pen ink that I really want, but they don't have it on Jet Pens. And Jet Pens is the place that I usually go for my little treats. My mail order little treats. If I'm not buying it in person, I'm probably buying it on Jet Pens. But there's this specific fountain pen ink that I really want. That I kind of want to use for the Lapis Lazuli novel. Because it's like a dark blue ink, but the sheen, like when the light hits it, it kind of changes to like a red color. And I'm like, oh, the red's like, the blue is like the Lapis Lazuli color, but then the red is like blood because Laz is an assassin. Oh my gosh. Oh, it's so perfect, and I want it, but it's not on Jet Pens, and I don't need to spend $30 fucking on a fountain pen ink when I already have several other blue fountain pen inks, and they were not even close to that much. Damn it. But I'm weak. I'm weak to little treats. You guys want to see? You guys want to see the object of my affection? One moment. This is not the best picture. But here, yes. Look at it. Look at it. Look at it, chat. Look. Look at it. Look at it. I'm weak. It's like the blue ink with the red sheen, and it kind of looks like blood, and it looks so moody. And it's ah, would be so pretty. But I already have blue fountain pen inks. I don't need any more. But it's pretty. But I don't need it. It's like $30 for a little bottle. But it's so pretty. But I don't need it. But it's a little treat. It's a little treat. But I don't need it. Where you get that purple pen. I'm not getting the purple fountain pen that I showed on Blue Sky the other day because it's not perfect. If I'm gonna drop a 3-digit number on a fountain pen, specifically because it reminds me of Verity, it's gotta be perfect. And the one I posted was like 95% there, but again, if I'm gonna spend a 3-digit number on a fucking fountain pen, it needs to be 100% perfect, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? So no, I will not be buying the $250 fountain pen that I posted on Blue Sky a few days ago. And my wallet is doing like a little whoo noise. So don't need it. But it was very, very close. It was close enough for me to get a little shaken up. I'm just like, oh my god. Oh my god. Commission a custom pen. You act as though I have the money for that. I just want a pen company to make the exact thing that I envision in my head without me having to consult them about it. Is that so hard to ask for? That's so much to ask for. It shouldn't be. Just read my mind, pen makers. See, I'm already still just like, you know, I'm sighing over that pen not being perfect, so I don't feel the urge to spend money on it. And I'm sighing over, all of the Hobonichi lineup has been revealed for next year, and I didn't see any covers that I liked bad enough to want to spend like $60 on a new cover for the book. So I'm just gonna get the planner, and I'm gonna be perfectly happy with that. I'm like, yup. Cool. I watched all the reveals, and I looked at all the new covers they have, and none of them stuck out to me as I must buy this so my wallet is safe. And I will continue using the planner cover that I bought last year. And I will be happy with it, because it's not like my favorite color combination in the world. It's like pink and it's yellow inside. It's fine. But I like it. It's usable. And I didn't see anything in the lineup for next year that I liked more. So my wallet is safe. You are safe, Wallet-kun. Be happy, or you will not be subjected to little treats today. Next time I go to Kinokuniya, you might not be so lucky, but until then... Your wallet is your OC with the most trauma? Yeah, my wallet's seen some shit. My wallet went through some shit at this convention this past weekend because my thing is, you know, cash isn't real. This is a joke. This is a joke, but for me it's just like, if it's not in my bank account, it's not real. And I can spend as much on stickers as I want. So... sometimes I'm too lazy to go to the bank after a convention, and so I have a lot of cash on me, and I'm just like, I don't want to take this to the bank, it's a pain. And so I'll just spend all the cash that I bought, that I got at the convention, and I'll spend it in the artist alley at the same convention or the next one. And I'm just like, yeah, this feels right. There's that joke that artists are all just passing around the same, like, $20 bill to each other. And it's like, yeah, that do be how it is, though. Cash isn't real, and I can spend as much as I want. This is a joke! If the IRS is watching me, this is a joke. I'm making a joke for comedy purposes. I file my taxes quarterly. I do a good job and I pay an accountant to help me. Anyway, cash isn't real. Yeah, cash is free money. It doesn't count. And if I have a silly little 50 tucked in my wallet from my last convention, I can spend that on stickers and not feel bad about it. And it's fine. It's so fine. But yeah, I'm excited for San Japan. The one thing that bums me out about San Japan is that I'm not going to have a helper for this con, which means that there's going to be nobody to watch my table, so that I can go have a little walkabout, and just talk to other artists and buy a shit ton of stickers. Because my last couple of cons, I've been able to do that. I had a helper at C2E2 in Chicago. I had a friend who was just like my on-call helper for pretty much the entire weekend, and we took turns walking around, and it was a delightful experience. And then at MomoCon, I had my friends who were able to, you know, like, keep watch of the table, just while I, like, needed to go to the bathroom, or if I wanted to, you know, like, go walk around and get the blood pumping a little bit, they could watch my table for like 15-20 minutes and it would be okay. But for San Japan, I'm going it alone. So if you guys go to San Japan and you come see me and I seem like a little tired and out of it, it's because I am. And see, that's one of the reasons why I'm trying to rest before this dang con, is because I'm not going to have a helper and I know I'm going to get tired sitting at my table the whole time without anybody to talk to except for customers. So if I seem a little out of it, it's because I'm going to be stuck at my table basically the entire con. But, you know, hopefully I'll be able to walk around a little bit before and after opening hours, and maybe I can try and find some cool stickers to buy. But also, I don't really need more stickers because my sticker book is getting kind of full. My sticker book is getting kind of full. I bought a sticker book a while back just because I didn't like having just like an awkward pile of sticker sheets. So I've got a sticker book that I keep all my sticker sheets and stuff in. And it's getting a little bit full because I joined like a journaling sticker subscription club. And it's like $12 a month. And they send you like 6 sticker sheets a month and it's fucking awesome. But that's so many stickers. And I feel like I need to use them all. And they just sent an email today with like a preview for their September set, and I'm like, oh, it's cute. I want that. I want it. So it's like, well, I need to start using these stickers up faster, I guess. How's your hunt for the perfect boba shop going? It has not, no updates on that, unfortunately. I was gonna try and go do some writing last week, but then I had a migraine for 2 days. And so that didn't really end up happening. I've got a lead on a couple places nearby that I want to try, but it's not going to be until after San Japan, so gotta wait on that front. We shall see. We shall see. I think I talked about this on a previous stream, but one of my big things with a boba shop is I can't do it. I don't enjoy boba if the boba pearls are a different temperature than the rest of the beverage. I've heard that that's like a Taiwanese boba place thing, or maybe like another like some cafes based on the cultural origins of their boba recipes. Some chill their boba and some do not. And so it just kind of varies based on like what the origins of the specific shop are. And I don't like boba where they don't chill the boba. If I'm getting a cold drink, I want the cold boba to also be cold. What's your to-go boba order? I am a milk tea enjoyer. I like a milk tea. There is an 85°C cafe near the Kinokuniya in town. And I go there every time I go to Kinokuniya because they have a caramel milk tea. And it's so good. It's so good. And I'm like, God, I wish we had one of these like closer to me. Because it's too far to drive to just be like, I'm gonna go get boba. Drives like an hour round trip just to go to this one cafe. You know, actually, I've never looked up if there's one of those closer to me. I wonder if there is. There's probably not. Maybe there. Oh. Oh no. No, there is one closer to me. Oh no, that's like a 5. Oh no. It's right next to the H Mart. Oh no, I know exactly where that is. Oh, I'm fucked. I'm fucked, gamers. I had never bothered to look up that there was one of those closer to me. I'm boned. I'm so boned. Oh no. Well. Uh-oh. 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 Pausing stream for boba time. Yup. Call him a DoorDash order. Bring me boba. Please and thank you. See, my thing is, though, I'm one of those freaks. I never do, like, DoorDash. I basically only do delivery food if I have company over. Like, I'll order a pizza if I, like, have friends over or something. But that doesn't happen terribly often. Aside from that, I pretty much never get, like, food delivery. I'm very much the we have food at home type person. You know what? Actually, I want to do this instead. Where's my perspective ruler? Yeah. Then I can get a little bit of texture in my lines. Line tapering. Delicious. Delicious, tasty line tapering. I guess I also do DoorDash for, like, conventions. If I'm, like, stuck in a hotel room. I've done it for I've done deliveries for cons. It's, like, delivered to my hotel room. But that's about it. That's the only other time. But I'm gonna try my best to not need to do delivery at San Japan, because for cons that I can drive to, what I'll usually do, is I bring a cooler with a bunch of food in it, and I have a kettle, like an electric kettle, where I can just fill it with tap water, and then it will boil it for me, and then I can make, like, cup noodles. Just in my hotel room, and it's easy. Similar, but not exactly the same. When we go to MomoCon, we have friends who bring their air fryer to the hotel room, and we make, like, gyoza and, like, chicken nuggets and shit. We make, like, yeah, katsu curry. It's chicken nuggets. It's chicken nuggets and instant curry packets and, like, instant rice, but it's katsu curry. And you can't tell me otherwise. Our chicken nugget katsu. It's basically what it is. It's the same thing. Delicious. I think I have the wrong one selected. There we go. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Saving money from expensive food. Exactly, exactly. My other go-to convention foods, I eat a lot of beef jerky at cons. Because, you know, a lot of people are like, oh, I need sugar to keep myself awake. Oh, I need caffeine to keep myself awake. No, you don't. You need proteins. You want to stay awake, you want to keep active for an entire busy con day, and you want to stay full enough that you're not having to snack constantly in front of, like, customers? You need proteins. You need some dried meats in your system. Okay, stop making fun of me for saying caffeine. It's... You stumble over my words, you guys don't have to make fun of me for it. It's fine. But yeah, so I love me a beef jerky. Beef jerky is one of my staple convention foods. Because you can just keep it behind your table and you just have a little munch. And it keeps you awake. And it gives you energy. And it sticks to your ribs some. So you're not having to, like, snack all day. Awesome. Love me some beef jerky. Yes, I know how Texas I sound. You don't have to point it out. Leon's making some caffeine. I'll ban you. Mods, ban this person. I'm kidding. You don't actually have to ban them. But God, what if I did? God, what if I did? Just go mad with power, casually. Carbs is easier for your body to break down? Sure, but carbs makes me sleepy. Whenever I have, like, bread and shit at cons, it always just makes me sleepy-eepies. Makes me eepy sleeps. Mods break this guy's legs. Exactly. Mods kill this man. Mods break TOS. Mods commit a crime for me. Mods spoil future cap stop plot to them. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Listen, my mods know some things, but they don't know everything. Fun fact, up here, these were also originally supposed to be shelves, but then I was like, I don't want to draw that much shit on the shelves, and so I made it like a waitress board, or like a menu board instead. Because I'm like, I ain't got time for this shit. I don't have time to fill all those, like, shelves with a bunch of stuff. So I just made it a menu board instead. Work smarter, not harder, gang. It's for one illustration, it's fine. I've done my time drawing ridiculously detailed cafe shelves. I don't need to do it again right now. That said, as much as carbs do make me sleepy, I do enjoy a very hearty chocolate muffin in the mornings. Like for breakfast. H-E-B Bakery has very good, like, chocolate chunk muffins. And I go crazy for those shits. I go crazy for them. So tasty. And they're huge. What's your OTP? Mine is Star X or chocolate muffins. They have muffins that are chocolate, but no, you can't do the chocolate muffins. You gotta do the chocolate chip muffins. They're just like normal muffin, but with chocolate chips in it, as opposed to fully chocolate. I feel like the fully chocolate muffins are too rich and they give me a tummy ache. But you get the chocolate chip muffins, just the right amount. It's just the right amount. Delicious, chocolatey textured goodness. You know who else goes crazy for that shit? Milo. Milo loves to dig the muffin wrappers out of my trash and eat them. Because she is a nightmare child. And I had to get a trash can with a lid specifically to stop her from eating my muffin wrappers. Because she is a nightmare child. Thoughts on scones? Haven't had them very often. I've had scones exactly once in recent memory, and it was because my neighbors, my new neighbors when I moved into this house, brought me some scones when they came to introduce themselves, and it was very nice. They were like cranberry scones, and they were super tasty. And I keep meaning to ask them for the recipe, but I don't see those neighbors very often. And I've only talked to them once since then, and it was like awkwardly over the backyard fence. So... it's one of those things where it's like, I would like to talk to my neighbors more, but that would involve me getting over my anxiety around going up and talking to people. Or just hanging around outside, which I am reticent to do for other reasons. In parentheses, hot. It's hot outside. The outside is hot. I have cute little chairs on my porch. And I want to go sit in my chairs and like read sometimes, but it's so hot. I'm so excited for it to be fall. So fucking ready. The second I get back from San Japan, I swear to God, I'm immediately getting out all my fall shit. My autumnal home decorations. I'm summoning fall. Whether it wants to be summoned or not, I don't care. Old folk love to be talked to in my experience. Oh, they're not old. They're like the same age as me. They're like my same age. But yeah, we've had a lot of like new people moving into the neighborhood recently. And I always want to like go up and talk to them, but I'm just like... they're getting their groceries out of the car and they look busy. That kind of thing. Just like make an awkward noise as I walk past their house on my evening constitutional. I really hope that constitutional means walk, or else I look like a fool. Ah. I like to go on evening walks around the park to think about my blorbos. That's how I get all my writing ideas. I go to the park and I walk in circles and I talk to myself. Ooh-wah. Does Leon make pumpkin spice lattes? I feel like he would. I feel like Leon really likes coffee, but he is not a purist about it. He's just like, let's see what the fuck flavors I can put in this fucking thing. You know what? In this universe, Leon probably invented the pumpkin spice latte. He probably came up with that shit. If it's something different in coffee, Leon probably invented it. And Laz, like, you know, goes to his cafe and she's like, what the fuck is a pumpkin latte? And he's like, just try it. And she's like, no, it sounds stupid. And he's just like, try it. And then she ends up loving it, but she's reticent to tell him because she's like, I don't want him to be right. I don't want him to be right. Meanwhile, Leon knows. Leon knows that Laz likes it, but doesn't want to tease her about it. But he's got, like, that smug look of someone who knows. He's like, you like my silly coffee inventions, don't you, Lazuli? And she's just like, shut up! Shut up! Now, okay, to be told, favorite seasonal drink for me is not a pumpkin spice latte. And I have many other reasons to dislike Starbucks. But the main reason I dislike Starbucks, or at least the one that's like the most personal to me, like personally, the one that is like hit me personally in the heart the hardest, is it a few years ago? They had like an apple pie latte. It literally tasted like drinking the apple pie filling. And it was so fucking good. And then they never brought it back. I have not seen it on their fucking menu since that 1 year that I got it. And that was in like 2017. I am in hell. And I know I am because I'm in the void. It's like an apple pie. I'm gonna look it up. It was like apple cider, like spiced coffee or something. It wasn't a Frappuccino because it was a hot drink. What was it? Okay, maybe it wasn't a latte. Maybe it was just steamed apple juice complemented with cinnamon syrup, whipped cream, and a caramel sauce drizzle. It was really fucking tasty, though. And they never brought it back. They never brought it back, and I will never forgive them for that. It's so tasty. Because my thing is I don't usually drink coffee because caffeine makes me crazy. And by it makes me crazy, I mean it either makes me fall asleep or it makes me have a panic attack. Oopsie doodles. I'm not used to caffeine and it makes my heart beat real fast. Yeah, only one of many reasons to dislike Starbucks. I have not been to Starbucks in a very long time, but I personally hold a grudge against them for discontinuing my favorite drink. So, fuck them. Also, the drinks you can get at, what's the other, Dunkin'. Dunkin' Donuts drinks are about the same price, and they're way bigger. So, however, that did bite me in the ass, because the one time that a coffee almost gave me a panic attack, it was a Dunkin' beverage that I bought a medium for, and the Dunkin' medium is so much bigger than the Starbucks medium. And I chugged that shit while waiting for a flight, and then I got on the flight, and I started doing anxiety things. Like sitting in my seat with my heart pumping on an airplane while watching a horror movie and going, what if my friends hate me actually? And what if I'm majorly imposing on them by going to visit, and they're just too nice to tell me? And then I was like, oh, I probably just had more caffeine this morning than I have in the past 8 years of my life combined. I don't think my friends hate me. That's how that happened. That was a thing that occurred. So Star does not drink coffee. I occasionally will indulge and get a, what is it called? I'll eat like chocolate covered espresso beans on a really long road trip to keep myself awake. But that's about the only other time that I have caffeine. And because of that, I am very desensitized to it. And whenever I go to a place and I have to ask if there's caffeine in a beverage, I usually just say that I'm allergic to it. Because it's easier than being like, yeah, I'm very sensitive to caffeine and it gives me panic attacks if I'm not careful and I drink too much. I can handle a Frappuccino and that's about it. If it's early in the morning and I don't have to be asleep in less than like 6 hours, I can get like a latte or something. But that's about it. I also, yeah, I just really like frappuccinos. I like a coffee drink with a lot of whipped cream and sugar and funny little silly things on top. I like a drink that's an experience. That's why I like boba. I like a drink that's also a snack. I like a frappuccino because it's a drink and also another thing. It's a drink and an experience of this is not going to be something I just chug. Now there's also whipped cream and things to do. When I got, I forget, it was like a churro latte or something from Dunkin', and it had like the really crunchy like sugar crystals sprinkled on top. Yes. I love the crunchy sugar sprinkles. It's good shit. That's the good shit right there. I love the sugar crunch crystals. So fucking tasty. It's so fucking tasty. I feel like there's somewhere in this, there is an I like my coffee like I like my men type joke. But I don't know what it would be aside from, like, I like my men like I like my coffee. Decaf. What is a decaffeinated human? What is a decaffeinated person? What is the equivalent? Just somebody who's very tired? I don't know. This is a genuine question. Help me fuck up this metaphor. A game dev depressed. Oh no. Okay, Harry, yeah. This is maybe taking a little bit too far, but whatever. It's my channel and I do what I want. I like my coffee like I like my sex. I'm asexual. There's like a sick guitar riff and the glasses just like pop up on my face. That was dumb. Why did I say that? Why did I say that? Why didn't you guys stop me? Why did you guys not stop me from saying that? I'm blaming this on you guys. Mods, do a thing. Do something for that. Mods, ban everyone in chat, including yourselves. Mods, perform violence against my entire audience, including yourselves. For not stopping me from making a stupid joke. What do you mean, did I stutter? Mods, take this man out behind the Denny's. It's funny because San Japan actually does have a Denny's, like right across the street from the venue. And I feel like it's not the proper true San Japan experience if you do not go to that Denny's at least once. San Japan Denny's is not... Listen, you don't go to Denny's because it's good. You go to Denny's because it's a fucking experience, and then you go in the back and beat somebody up. I don't make the rules. That's just how Denny's is. That's just how Denny's is. I once went to a Denny's in Japan, and it was so, like, nice and clean inside. I was just like, what the fuck is this? This is not a Denny's. Oh my god. Bart. You don't go to Denny's, you end up at Denny's. True! Truer words have never been spoken. This tangent is, it's not quite a tangent, but it's close enough that it's bothering me. Rory, I'm gonna make your I'm moving your ponytail, honey bunches. There. Yeah, I also went and got Taco Bell exactly one time while I lived in Japan. And same thing. It was like too clean and I was uncomfortable. I was like, this is not a Taco Bell. What the fuck is this shit? This is imposter Taco Bell. This is not a Taco Bell. This is a quesadilla mystery. I don't know where I am. I don't know where I am, but I'm scared. This is not a Taco Bell. This is a quesadilla wind chime. Where am I? Quesadilla wind chime. I'm keeping that. I'm keeping that. Yeah, I need an adult. What the fuck am I doing here? Why did the phrase naked and afraid in the Taco Bell parking lot just jump into my head? Hey. Why did my brain just conjure that mental image? Have you guys ever seen the show Naked and Afraid? It's a very silly show about people who go out into the woods with no clothes on and try to survive. Why was that a thing that popped into my head? Oh no. Something's going wrong in my brain space. I think this is a side effect of being too tired and having written too many silly little paragraphs today. God. I don't know why this reminded me of that. Welcome. Welcome to Star's fucking brain. Welcome to the ADHD Central. May I take your order? Your order for tonight is just Star talking randomly about shows that she's watched once. There's this one show that I've seen exactly once. And it was not that I chose to watch it, it's that me and all my friends were subjected to it because it was playing in the dining hall in college one night. And it was a show called Dumb Ways to Die. Or, like, The Worst Ways to Die. Or something along those lines. I don't remember exactly. But it was this show, like it says on the tin, all about the worst possible ways that a human could have their life ended. And it had, like, very gruesome 3D, like, replications of the horrible ways that people in the past have, died. And, like, everybody, fucking every single person in the dining hall that night was just, like, morbidly fascinated by this show, but none of us, like, had the courage to actually get up and change the channel. And so we were just all watching this very gruesome show, bound together in camaraderie, just, like, eating at the school dining hall. And just, like, trying not to be so grossed out that we can't finish our dinner. But no one wants to actually get up and change the channel, and so we're all just suffering together. God, that was a fucking experience. Was Aaron there? No, Aaron went to a different school several states away. But yeah, it's just, There's part of me that honestly wants to, like, go back and find that show again just to see how bad it was and if I was just, like, exaggerating into my brain. But no, I pretty vividly remember. It was, like, very gruesome. And we were just like, who the fuck put this on? Why are we watching this? Why is everyone in the fucking dining hall watching this? But none of us wanted to get up and change the channel. None of us wanted to. I think maybe we were all scared to. But we just kept watching it and you just kept hearing people at other tables go, ugh! 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 Just all dinner. All dinner, we were all just kind of like awkwardly watching this horrible, horrible show. I can't think of any specific examples because I think my brain has blocked it out forever. However, it was along the same lines as that one short story that I read while driving around, or while trying to sleep in the middle of the night, being unable to sleep, going on a weird little internet trip, and finding that one short story about a guy who, how do I describe this without grossing out every single person in my audience? There is a particular short story on the internet about a guy who likes to, we'll say, sit on pool drains. And if you know, you know. And if you don't look it up. But if you know what short story I'm talking about, that is about the level of shit we're talking about that was in this show. I'm seeing reactions of people who... yeah, I can tell who has read this short story and who has not. Why'd you have to remind me? I'm sorry, listen. Imagine me reading that at like 2 a.m. as a 15-year-old! Yippee! Was that based on a real story? Or was that just something that someone made up? It was in Final Destination 3, I believe. Yeah, but I think that the short story came first. I think I remember hearing that somewhere. Old Trauma just joined the chat. Now I'm curious. Well, luckily for you, I don't remember the name of this short story. So, good luck. Don't actually look it up. It is very gross. If you're the type of person who loves to read really visceral and disgusting images of people going through very bad bodily harm, then sure, fine, go look for it and read it. But like, otherwise, it's not like a chill, fun read. It's not like a chill, fun, enjoyable read. I didn't have nightmares about it, but I got damn close. Of just like, ugh. 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 I'm surprised Adam Allen hasn't illustrated it yet. I don't know how you would illustrate that, and quite frankly, I don't think I want to see it illustrated. It is already plenty illustrated in my mental image from reading it. I don't need to actually see the images. I don't need to see it. I already see it in my mind's eye. I don't need to see it in my real eyes. Don't need that. No, thank you. But yeah, that short story is about the level of gruesome we're talking about in this television show that we were all watching one night during dinner. And everyone was just like, ah! 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 And just like, just making, you know, various like disgusted noises and just being like, oh God, what the fuck, over and over again. But no one got up and changed the channel. No one wanted to be the guy who changed the channel. Did anyone vomit? I got close, not gonna lie. I feel like I got close at some points. I don't remember it super well, but I do remember that that was a thing where it's like I did feel a little bit tummy upset watching that. Just being like, ooh, ooh. Unfortunate. And this delicious dinner I just spent one of my meal plan points on is about to be wasted. Oh no! See, my mistake today is that I spent so much time writing my silly little paragraphs that I did not plan my colors for this illustration. So, probably need to do that before I start coloring it. Is the thing. It reminded me of the Byford Dolphin incident. See, I have watched a video about that one. Unfortunately. But yeah, if you're familiar with the Byford Dolphin incident, similar premise. But slower. Ooh. Anyway, yeah, pumpkin spice latte. Delicious. Yay, things that are not on this topic anymore. Let's change the subject. Let's change the subject. I don't want to talk about this anymore. When will your next convention be? This weekend! I'm gonna be in San Japan in San Antonio, Texas. Come and say hello to me. If you come up to my table and you tell me that you like my work, I will scream in a good way. Like the good fun way where I scream because people are nice to me. That's like my thing that I say now, like, whenever I'm advertising that I'm gonna be at a con. It's like, if you say something nice to me, I will scream. In like the good way that people like being screamed at. Where it's like, oh, you're so nice to me, I scream out of joy. Joy scream. Ever thought about doing some voice acting? I do voice acting on stream sometimes. That's probably about as close as I'm ever actually gonna get. It's like, I like the idea of doing voice acting, like professionally. Just like once or twice. I'd love to be just like a random NPC in a video game that people can like point to the screen and be like, oh, hey, I know who that is. That would be fun. I don't think it's something I want to do as a job, though. Certainly not. I don't have the mental fortitude to do freelance voice acting, says the person who does freelance art, which has a lot of the same problems. But I'm able to make it work because I don't have to take on clients. And by a similar token, is like with voice acting, it's just like, I don't know what the equivalent would be. But for me, it's like, you know, I tell people that I'm a freelance artist, and a lot of people assume what I mean when I say that is that I take on client work. But like, no, I don't do client work. I don't do commissions. I don't do anything like that. I kind of built my own empire. And by empire, I mean a very small village in the hills. But it's a comfortable living, and I enjoy it. And I can't complain. I have to pay a lot of taxes to the local lords. But it's a comfy little village and I'm fine with it, you know? That's what my job is like. Meanwhile, I feel like constantly... I don't know if you could do freelance voice acting the same way that I do freelance art. So... I mean, we did a little bit of voice acting on Horse Stream yesterday. If you guys were there for that. Ray and I played our silly little horse game, and we voiced the horses. And we had a good, fun, silly fun time. Especially because I got to be TM Opera O, who is just like a little bit crazy. There is something wrong with her, affectionate. Oh, hey, speak of the devil! Hi, Ray! Hello! Did I summon you? Did I summon you from the ether by saying your name? It's like Beetlejuice over here. I've been here secretly. Oh! Oh my god! I've been spotted. Everyone be cool. Everyone be so cool and normal. I've turned off my perspective layer like a fool. I still needed that. Play. 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 Clear. I hope you're enjoying the smooth jazz. And the doodle times. She heard the last topic code red. Yeah, I guess that means that you heard me talking about unfortunate television programs I've seen in the past. Oops. Well, let's change the subject. Listen, I don't watch much of John Mulaney anymore, but some of those things that he says them in a funny way and it sticks in my vernacular forever. Let's change the subject. Wow. John Mulaney stims are hard to get rid of. I have many, for real. Mood. Fucking mood. Little shits have been stuck in my brain for years and they will not go away. I like your funny words, comedy man. I almost said, I like your funny words, white boy. I mean, it would not be wrong. Would it be wrong? No. Yesterday before stream, while I was getting everything set up, I was like, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and start the stream, but the audience won't be able to hear us until I switch it over to the proper channel. So if you need to just, like, say some stupid shit, get it out of your system now, like, I hate white people! Ah! See, I'm allowed to say that because I am white. So, it's a self-own. Those are rare. And to be fair, a lot of white people do suck. Not all of them do, but a lot of them do. Outing our secrets. This is my big expose. This is a self-own. I'm just like, whoa. 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 Oh! So here's a topic I wanted to bring up on stream. Here's a topic that I'm gonna yell at you guys about for the next several minutes. Because you guys are a captive audience. You think you can click out of this tab? No. You try and click on that tab, it's not gonna work. Don't test it. Don't test it. You guys are my captive audience and I've locked the doors. You can't get out. Anyway, time for me to yap. So, begrudgingly, and with great disdain, I say this through gritted teeth, I have been debating going back to multi-streaming on Twitch. I'm not for sure gonna do it, but I've been considering it. I watched a video recently of like another VTuber just kind of like talking about it, and apparently, you know, one of my biggest beefs with Twitch was that the discovery was terrible. It's not the only beef, but it's a big one. It's a big beef. The discovery is hot garbage. Apparently, it has improved slightly in the time that I have not been streaming there. Slightly. I would not stop streaming on YouTube. YouTube is still going to be my main platform. But I am considering also simul streaming to Twitch as well. Just to see if I can build my audience up over there. Just to kind of see what happens. The discovery has actually gotten a lot better IMO. I found a lot of new streamers and I've also had quite a few people say I was in their recommended recently. See, that's exactly what I'm talking about. It's like, apparently there's like a whole front page category for VTubers now. And I'm like, oh shit, that's cool. Like the front page has gotten a lot better where it like actually recommends people. And I was just recently whinging that it's like, I feel like I want to get to know more VTubers and stuff so I can do like more streaming things. More collabs and stuff. But the thing is, like, I'd need Twitch-specific moderators, because I would feel bad making mods, like, monitor both chats simultaneously. I feel like that would be a lot of work. And I mean, like, I don't think my Twitch viewers would suddenly jump up to, like, the same numbers that I have here. But I do think that having more viewers on Twitch would benefit me a little bit more. I feel like I could, you know, like, I feel like I could get some potential benefits out of working to also increase my audience on Twitch and then bringing them over to YouTube. And I can leverage my YouTube audience in that, hey, if you guys go watch on Twitch, like, if you prefer Twitch as a platform, you can watch on Twitch and then make my number go up, and then more visibility equals new viewers, number go up, stonks. Yay. It's a philosophy of not putting all your eggs in one basket. Yeah, but the other basket's kind of annoying. The other basket has a lot of ads, and I'm not a huge fan, but I do know that other people like Twitch. And so there's part of me that kind of wants to experiment with multi-streaming on Twitch again, just to see what would happen. I feel like a lot of my choices I make with my career is, I'm gonna do this thing to see what happens, and if nothing happens, then nothing happens, and it's fine, and all I've wasted is a little bit of time and effort. And if something does happen, then hey, free things happening. That's cool. So there's part of me that wants to kind of try it. So, you know, you want the ad. I mean, hey, while I'm streaming on Twitch, I can advertise, hey, if you don't have $5 to pay for a sub and you don't want to watch ads, go watch on YouTube. And subscribe while you're there. So I feel like there could be benefits to trying to go back to multi-streaming on Twitch, but it would mean I'd have to get my whole, like, channel reset back up, and that would be kind of a pain, so it was something I was not going to try and do until after Sanjapan. But just be aware that may be a thing that happens in the future. In the meantime, if you would like to go ahead and preemptively subscribe on, or not subscribe, but like follow on Twitch, my username over there is the same as over here. TheStarfishface on Twitch. If folks want to go ahead and follow me over there, that is an option that you have available. But for the most part, I'm going to be using Twitch to bring people over to my YouTube. Yeah, Holly, there's no Twitch command because I haven't used it since I set up the bot. But yeah, so that might be a thing. Potentially. Just I do think I would need more stream mods active. But then again, like, my average viewer numbers on Twitch were, like, not that great when I left. And I can't imagine that they would immediately jump up to like YouTube level like watch counts. So we'd probably be okay for a little bit at least. But yeah. I don't know. It's something I'm considering, and I kind of wanted to hear you guys' thoughts. I would definitely not want people to sub to me on Twitch because fucking Twitch takes way too much of your revenue. I feel like I almost don't want to encourage it. Like, do it if you don't want to see ads, I guess. But it's like, it would not be a huge thing that I'm trying to shill all the time, you know? To me, it sounds like how I use Instagram. I post previews of comic updates there to get people to follow me off Instagram, and it gets a few people over, then it's worth it. Yeah, I suppose. It's kind of similar. There's part of me that wants to just, like, turn off monetization on Twitch. Just so people don't sub to me over there, because I don't want to give Twitch money. You know, I wonder. I actually did get an email from, like, a Twitch liaison a while ago, like a year ago. it was after I had stopped streaming on Twitch, I got an email from like a Twitch liaison being like, hey, we're trying to start up like a group of like Twitch creative people. We want to find more people on Twitch who aren't streaming video games. It's like, would you consider coming back to the platform? And at the time I was like, fuck you, no. But now I'm like, probably too late to respond to that, but I don't know, maybe. I'm always happy to chat Twitch stuff. I'm happy to talk through the behind the scenes stuff that happened. They've changed a lot recently. I might ping you about that later. Because I am curious, and I have heard things have changed, though not entirely. They have not fixed all my beefs. But at least that one beef they have changed for the better for. So that is good to hear at the very least. Okay, which layer is that one? What are the other beefs? The fact that they take a much larger percentage of your revenue than YouTube does. The fact that you can only store your VODs there for like 2 weeks as opposed to YouTube can store them forever. The fact that they are owned by Amazon, and so whenever you give a streamer money, you're also inadvertently giving Amazon money, and we hate Beth Bezos. That's a lot of them. I can't think of all of them off the top of my head, but those are the big points. Also, yeah, like the discoverability sucks, but as we've said, they've apparently improved on that. All very real gripes, yeah. But I mean, like, the thing is, the unfortunate reality is that no platform is gonna be perfect. Like, I could gripe just as much about YouTube, honestly. Yeah, the ads, the fucking ads. There's so many ads. And they force you to show ads. It's bullshit. Whereas, like, YouTube, you guys only see ads if I want you to. I have the option to show ads while I'm live, but I never do unless I'm, like, taking... Because it's like, listen, there's not going to be anything to watch for a couple minutes anyway. Might as well get, like, $3 off of it from, like, people just watching the ads while I go to the bathroom. These mugs are far too big. These mugs are way too big. Those are some comically large mugs. Yeah, so if you hate ads, watch on YouTube. But I mean, honestly, that might be a thing, is like, you know, take advantage of the Twitch discoverability and then be like, hey, if you guys hate ads, go watch on YouTube and subscribe while you're there. Hey, hey. Watch my YouTube longs. We're just 30-ounce mugs. Yeah, it's like, what's the Parks and Rec joke? Where it's like, yeah, this is our 64-ounce drink. We call it child size because it's roughly the size of a 2-year-old child. YouTube longs. I can't take credit for that. That's a Rin Penrose joke that I stole because I think it's funny. It's like YouTube shorts, and then there's also YouTube longs. Like, yeah, it makes sense. Isn't that your British clone? That's what you guys keep saying. I still don't hear it. I love it whenever I bring up the voice comparisons and people are like, nah, you do sound similar. You just can't hear it because your voice sounds different when you project it outwards versus how it sounds like in your head. And I'm like, you fools, you imbeciles. I'm a fucking YouTube creator. You think I don't listen to the sound of my own voice fucking constantly? That's what I do when I make and edit videos. Like, come on, guys. We sound extremely different, and I don't understand how and why people keep getting us confused. What's your British accent? Bad, and you're not going to hear me do it. Unless you go back and watch my Great Ace Attorney playthrough. Wink. I get a lot of, like, weird people in my comments, like, weird vocal comparisons, being like, oh, you sound exactly like this person, and I listen to them, and we sound literally nothing alike, except for the fact that we are both girls. And I'm like, come on now. Come on now, guys. YouTuber woman is not a voice type. Come on now. It's how I feel every time I get compared to Jaden Animations. It's like, guys, listen, I love Jaden Animation. She's a great video creator. We sound nothing alike, so why do I keep getting comparisons to her in my comments? Why do I get so many people saying, it's like, you sound just like Jaden Animations? Like, no, listen, I love her stuff. No, I don't. Oh, woman YouTuber? They sound so similar. And you listen to them and they sound nothing alike. And it's like, I think maybe you guys just don't listen to women very often. Maybe sit on that little biscuit for a while. You do sound like Smokey B when you scream. I've been getting that one a lot, and that's actually not someone that I'm familiar with. So I'm gonna leave that up to you guys if you think that that is true. Do these jars... I think I'm going to change these jars. Because someone's gonna make a fucking comment about it. Someone's gonna make a fucking comment about my jars. Bob's... No! My jars! Well, I wasn't until... No, see, the people know. The people know. Me and my sus jars, apparently. My Bob jars. Nar. You sound like that Castoff lady sometimes? Wow, who's that? They sound weird. They sound like a weirdo. They sound cringe. Why watch someone like that? So, fun fact. Sometimes I like to ego search myself. Because I am a person on the internet, and that's just what you do sometimes. And I found out that there is a dude somewhere who has written a indie sci-fi novel and did name it Castoff, and just like fully the same name as my webcomic, and I was just like, And I'm like, am I gonna be the man who, am I gonna be the person who ruins this man's SEO? No, because he did that to himself. I don't know if my comic is big enough to ruin someone's SEO, but I will say that my comic has a very vocal fan base that apparently is very active on Pinterest, as I found out. There's like a lot of Castoff stuff on Pinterest that I did not make. The kids are alright, and they are making Castoff memes and posting them on Pinterest, apparently. This is a thing that I found out in the last couple of weeks. Hello, Pinterest. While I'm at it, hello, Tumblr. Hello, Tumblr Castoff tag. Yeah, I see your posts. I don't usually like them because like them on the platform, not as I hate your post. No, I don't like them on Tumblr because I don't want you to know that I'm looking at you. But I see you. I see you. You think I don't? I ego search at least once a month. I see that shit. I see it with my eyes, and I know you're watching these streams because you've made posts on Tumblr talking about things I've said on streams in the past. Stares into your soul. Stares into your soul. Look at my cute little cafe scene. Look at them, they're so cute. Marina's head is huge. Please hold. Please hold for a moment. Sometimes you zoom out and you realize you did do a little fucky wucky. But you can fix it because it's digital art and nothing is real. Nothing is real. Art is a lie. Nothing is real. She's having a sip. She's just having a little sip. That's a Bo Burnham bit of it, I believe. Art is a lie and nothing is real. He meant to knock the water over. Yeah, 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 that's it. Someone got the joke. Yippee. Oh, god damn it. Talking about vocal stems based on comedians. Got a couple of Bo Burnham ones in there too. Ladies, do you feel like shit? Tell me, do you feel like shit? Oh yeah! That song is very Zephyr coded. Wake up at 11:30, feeling like a bag of shit. Oh no! All my clothes are dirty, so I'm smelling like a bag of shit. Go to pour my coffee and I missed my cup. OMG, that is just my luck. Look in the mirror, say, what's up, you useless fuck? It's like, oh my god, that is such a Storm song. It's a very him. Listen, Storm/Zephyr is a very fun character because his entire character arc is pretending that he has the most confidence in the world, while in actuality, he fucking hates himself. And he's such a he's a character, and I like him. And his whole character arc is gonna be having to learn how to be sincere, and he's going to hate it. And I'm gonna love it, because I'm his mother, and I'm putting him through a character arc, and no, none of you guys are gonna stop me. Watch this man who only got into music for ulterior motives learn the value of sincerity, and watch him have emotions about it. Ha 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 ha. Evil laughter. I'm gonna put that man in a fucking situation, and I'm gonna make him come to grips with his life. Have genuine, sincere emotions in front of another person. Good God, I'm a monster. Because Zephyr is very much one of those people where he's like, he values his secrecy because he's like, if anyone actually sees me for who I am, they will hate me. And then, like, no one is allowed to know my true self, because if anyone ever actually sees the me behind all of the nonsense and tomfoolery, they will hate me and realize that I am a disgusting being who does not deserve affection. And, we're gonna make that man have a character arc, aren't we? We're gonna make that fucker have a character arc. You wouldn't put a man in a situation. Yes, I would. Yes, I would. I'm gonna put that fucker in a situation. Get his ass. Okay, Marina's head is more normally sized now. This is good for me. This is good. Yippee. Okay, with that though, I'm getting hungry. It's been about 2.5 hours. We're ending stream a little bit early. But I think I'm probably done with this for the night. I'm gonna come back to it tomorrow before I start coloring. We're gonna go ahead and call the stream for now. So, wrapping it up, make sure to get your Ariana plushie if you haven't and you want one. Her makeshift campaign ends in like 12 hours. So if you want to get an Ariana plushie, this is your last chance to get an Ariana plushie at the link pinned in the top of the chat and also in the description below the video. Her campaign ends like tomorrow at 7 a.m. So go get them. We will not be doing a Wednesday stream because I gotta do con prep. Next stream will not be until next week. I will keep you guys updated. But if there's no waiting room, assume that there's no stream. I gotta prep for a con, so this will be the last one for the weekend. Or last one for the week. But thank you guys for joining me. I will see you guys all later. Come see me at San Japan if you're gonna be there. I'm gonna be at Artist Alley IN11. I'll be posting a map on Blue Sky on Thursday, so you can check that out. But yeah, until then, I will see you guys later. Thanks for hanging out with me. Goodbye!